Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones minutes.
That wasn't Mountain Dew, is it?
No. That's
It's off season.
That's actually yeah. It is. I've cut that out. I had one like 3 days ago.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I know. That's actually a hibiscus tea that I make at home.
Oh yes,
So
you do that.
you do, yeah. You'll kind
You
of
make
like
it accidentally at home.
I make it accidentally at home.
Son of a bitch! I made hibiscus tea. How'd that happen?
Likes making a nice home brewed tea.
That's right. I guess
That's what you do. Well, one of the nice things about living out here when there's a goddamn sun is that you can have sun tea. You can't do that shit in Cleveland.
You can do it in Illinois. I just did it today.
A sun tea?
I'm drinking it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, but can you go to your next door neighbor and steal an aloe leaf?
No, I can't do that. I can steal a rabbit. I can steal an entire rabbit and kill it and cook it and eat it.
Do you have those types of neighbors?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, we have they're just bunny rabbits, like squirrels around here, just like hanging out, just eating people's gardens and stuff. But if you're fast enough and you catch them by surprise, you can eat them.
That's the Midwest for you.
You know what I do with rabbits is I tap them on this shoulder, and then when they go to look, I'm over.
They hate that. And they fall for it every time.
Yeah,
idiots.
They're not smart.
You think they'd figure it out when you lift up their ears?
Yeah.
On to serious matters, Sarah. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. Imagine you're at a slumber party with LL Cool J. And in a quieter moment, he says, Sarah, I've given this a lot of thought, and I'd like you to do a felicitous rendition of my classic hit, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Okay.
Now, my question for you is, how are you going to deliver that iconic opening line? Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Like, are you going to do like a straight rendition of it? Or are you going to go with like something completely radical and different, maybe like a Zydeco thing?
Well, for myriad reasons, I believe that I would need to make it my own and not put any kind of appropriated affectation on it.
Right. Good answer.
If
If you had to pick a genre, like,
right.
what do you see? What do you see? Like a kind of like a Texas two-step?
Is that going to work? You're the rhythmatist here. Is that even a thing?
Well, she said she can make it her own.
I know, but it's got to be good, right? It's got to be possible.
Well, I mean, that's the
I might
tricky...
give it maybe kind of a tune to it.
So you'd focus a little bit more on the melody.
Could you just croon it? Just like sing it like a torch song or something, or like a, I don't know.
Mama said to knock you out.
See?
Knock you out.
No, keep going. Keep going.
I don't remember. Mama said knock you out.
I can feed you the
So I'm
lines.
gonna knock you out.
When I pull out my jammies, get ready because I might go blow.
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 Might go blow.
How you like me
Blow,
now?
blow, blow, blow. We have a few sweet voices and a harmonizing blow.
Yeah.
See, that could be fine.
That could be.
I'd do like
That
an ink
could be-
spots, like if I didn't blow.
Baby, if I didn't blow, I'd have a jammy in my hand. Damn. Do you remember the video? Not the video, but the MTV Live that he did of that? And no one's going to remember this but me, but it was distinct because not only did he have like dry deodorant on that was in clumps in his armpits as he was like doing his thing, but he was also like wearing sort of like, I don't know if they were like parachute pants or something, but he was clearly very excited to be there. And you could kind of like see that on M television. And I just remember, like, I missed the entire performance because like I'm distracted by two very different things at once.
I find that charming when, you know, somebody like LL Cool J has an excited to be there vibe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
As a rapper.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what makes Mama Said Knock You Out so exhilarating. I was listening today. I got out of the shower. I was drying off, and
gross.
There's no question.
He
You're
likes
like, this
to air
guy.
dry.
It takes forever, but it's worth it. Gets the job done.
Well, you don't manscape. It's a little swampy, but I'm sorry.
Peaches vomited.
Yeah, no. They
Watts over like an old Southern fans himself dry.
Yeah, something palm frondy.
Yeah.
No, but that's what's great. I don't know. I mean, the reason I asked that question specifically, I put you on the spot, Sarah. I'm sorry.
I don't remember what I said.
You said that.
Play it back for me.
Thoughtful answer.
You did. You had a very thoughtful answer. You said that first of all, you would thank him because you'd be touched.
Right.
And you said that he thought of you. Yes, that and he thought of you specifically when it came to one of his classic pieces. But you said you said that you would do something in a more, you would change it up, and that would be appropriate for different reasons. But the reason I thought about it is it's listening to that, his energy is incredible.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly what you said. So if you have to do something like that, one of the questions is, how do you channel? I mean, there's no way I could channel. I have energy, but I couldn't channel that.
He's in a boxing ring, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those things where, when you have a song, like I always love songs for whatever reason. I mean, not intellectually, but just to my ear holes. It feels good when like a bunch of people are singing,
Yeah.
Like it's like if it was like a school of kids or like PS 122 kind of singing it all together.
Yeah.
But what do you, so there are a couple of you here that perform. What do you do? Because I have no energy ever. So how do you bring energy if you don't have energy?
I mean, can you fake it? I don't know.
That's a fantastic question. And I think if you're an actor, then you're paid to fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're paid to fake it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You better get energy.
It is acting. I mean, and there are comics too who like their thing is like they're mad or something. And I think like, how do you get like in a mad mood? How do you schedule that? Like, I'm so mad about these things. Why can't soap be,
I feel like they're golden this year.
Yeah. It's probably easy this year. Yeah. Just wake up in the morning. Fists are flying.
Well, that, I guess even, I mean, you're supposed to set wherever you are emotionally aside, I guess, and just supposed to be, quote, professional. But, and get into character, even if you're a musician, I guess if you have like a set time, it's like you have downbeat at 10:30, you're supposed to, no matter what, go out there and play consistently the same show. I'm not saying people do, but in theory.
You can also make yourself have energy, right? Like if you like, I'm not a performer, and
I want to hear this.
I'm just thinking of times. Like I agree with you, Pete. I don't think of myself as an energetic person at all. Like I might spaz out or something, but I'm not like an active, energetic person. I'm not like a performer. But if I'm at like, I don't know, if I was at like a school dance or like a wedding or like just even like a club or something, I'm like, I sort of feel like this is a really good song. I sort of feel like dancing, but I don't know. I feel stupid. I don't know. And then little by little, you kind of like, all right, I'm kind of doing this a little bit. I guess I'm all right. Hey, look at me. Oh, I'm kind of all right. And like after a while, you're kind of like, oh, who gives a hell? I'm into it. All right, here we go. you know, and then you're kind of going nuts, and then you accidentally kick somebody in the head because you're 6'7" and your legs go all directions, and it's upsetting.
I love dancing, but most of the time I don't feel it. Like I have to feel it in my bones.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we have a nice assortment of men and women on this show today. Let me ask, you know, men.
Wait a minute. Jerry sucks at math.
No, I think guys always get caught. in this when you-
25% of this show is women.
That's right. That's right. Like guys have a hard time. I think especially when you're younger. Like I feel like I had older sisters, and so they're like, now listen, you're going to have to get out on the dance floor. That's where all the action happens. You're sitting over here, and you're not going to get anything. You look at the girls or the women, and you're like, oh, they're not even trying. It just comes natural to them, you know? And how do you, what was your experience with that, Sarah? Like, younger? Like, did you have to work at dancing? Or was it the sort of thing that even if it didn't come naturally, did you know that you had a talent at it because you have XX chromosome?
I mean, I really didn't get into like dancing. I didn't go out dancing ever because I was always doing stand-up. But like when I moved out in LA, a bunch of us would go dancing, and it was fun because it was like however you move to the music and whatever you do is like cool, you know, like I was with a group who was like that. But I will say, and this is, I don't want to say it, and I don't want it to be true, and I'm not proud of this. And it's a problem with me, and I don't like this about myself. But when I see men on the dance floor, I'm almost never, I find it unappealing. Yeah, especially white men. I'm ashamed of this because I want you to express yourself and be free, but like, I don't think I'd ever be like, that guy's such a good dancer. That's so hot. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
No, I mean, well, it's like you said. You're if you're gonna do it, you have to do it like, you know, you don't give a shit and you're just going nuts and you're just doing it because you feel like
cool.
it. But if you're a white dude or even just like a teenager or anything, chances are it's going to look ridiculous and you're going to be driving away the very girls who you were trying to attract.
Well, also, I think for sitting or say we're at a wedding reception, everyone's dancing in the middle. If you're in there dancing, it's the coolest feeling and the coolest thing in the world, and everyone on that dance floor is cool. If you're sitting in the perimeter watching, everyone looks like a fucking super lame. But that's the bravery of dance.
Yeah.
And that's you look and you go, oh, this marriage isn't going to last. This is not. Look at that right there.
Those two.
I give it 8 months.
I should be like, wow, he's so brave. He's just expressed himself. I think that maybe I would feel that way. It depends. If it's like real, like he really doesn't care. He's just expressing himself through dance.
His soul looks like an idiot, but what a soul.
Yeah, but he has one.
See, yeah, there you go.
But I think that, enter alcohol. That's where, that's where, as people say, liquid courage or whatever it is. That's how, it's got to be $1 trillion industry for exactly this conversation we're having. And what sucks is I put myself and many sixth graders on the line vulnerably just now, and I said, hey, so what is it really like, because it's really bad over here on this side for the boys and the kids and the guys. And unfortunately the truth is it's as bad as you think, Jerry.
Oh, I feel terrible.
But I do appreciate the honesty. Yeah, that's
but that's not a cool thing about me, to be like turned off by a guy like who has dance moves.
Well, it's honest, though. I mean, it's not like you're trying to be a jerk. You're just like, no thanks.
But wait a minute.
I mean, friends.
Also, as a guy who doesn't have dance moves, I think that's incredibly cool, Sarah. I think that you should embrace that.
I know, but it's like, it's cool to express yourself and like not care what people think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not cool to sit by the sidelines because you're afraid of what people think.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the heart wants what it wants.
I sent you a picture.
A great man
of
once said he married his daughter.
I sent you a picture of me breakdancing. And now I regret it. Immediately.
Yeah, but you were young.
it was like 2 months ago. I don't think we talked for like the next 6 weeks.
Oh my
It was
God.
the 80s. Lots of weird things happened in the
You
80s.
see on the video.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
That's
Did I turn red?
A little bit.
I just looked at our picture history. Oh my God.
Gross.
so it's a nice, it's an arc. It's a story arc, and yeah,
It's a pictogram.
nice. Yeah.
I feel like this is a picture history with Jerry that I've missed out on, and that I'm not at all disappointed that I've missed out on.
Yeah. I'll let my imagination ignore it for me.
I can't believe how red I'm looking at my square.
Put a filter on that.
Yeah. Do you real quick? Do you? Let's take just another a survey. Do you guys use the non-aluminum deodorant? Because I saw you just make the deodorant move, Sarah.
I did.
Yeah.
If I'm answering first,
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead.
You're a
You're
I
guest
okay.
here.
use either zero deodorant.
Yill.
Dig it.
I'm not a big sweater, or if I'm gonna be like sweating or it's hot, I'm going out, I might put some native brand non-aluminum deodorant.
Yeah. You choose.
That's
for
what
the-
you guys should be wearing. Native.
I don't know that one. Now, I had a buddy of mine tell me. Actually, you know who it is, Tommy? It was Brian Spaley, and
Yeah.
he said he like started bonobos. He does a lot. He's like a clothing magnate, I think, as they call it. And he was explaining to me, you don't need to wear underwear. You don't have to. It's not something you have to do. People just assume that. But he was also saying you don't have to wear deodorant.
I remember
As
Johnny
long-
Carson saying that on The Tonight Show. He was just like sort of riffing at the desk, and he's like, you don't have to wear deodorant. I don't know how it came up, but he's like, you don't have to wear deodorant. You've been brainwashed. You've all been brainwashed. I'm like, what's up with Johnny Carson? I'm a kid. Why is he talking about deodorant? That's weird.
But maybe now, Brian was saying if you have what is it, an aloofa? Is that what the thing is?
Yeah.
A loofah?
Aloof, the sea creature
You
that
loofah, my
you
stretch
become
mark.
friends with in the shower.
Ooh.
The sponge.
Yeah.
Like a sponge. Yeah, they say if you're aggressive with sort of cleansing, then that's not a problem. You're not going to smell.
That's probably
Right.
true, but I don't want to deal with that.
If you sweat and you smell, but I mean, I like a natural. Sometimes people, if you're going to play basketball, throw something on maybe.
Yeah.
But I like nothing.
But wouldn't you expect to smell with or without deodorant if you're going to go play basketball? So why would you then put it on for playing basketball?
So that I like the way I smell if I even get a smell going. It's like I love that smell
Okay.
personally, but like I will say
Well, I
play
like the way I
basketball with
dance.
guys, and sometimes their smell. I like a musky body odor, but I don't like sometimes it just smells like duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's that tangy kind. It kind of smells like tacos or something. You're like, ugh. Kind of sharp.
Well,
Kinda sharp and stale.
Warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want the smell to go through a shield of another odor.
Right.
Now
it smells like duty and pine.
Yeah. Like there used to be a commercial probably in the 80s where like the girl goes, ew, the whole kitchen smells like fish. And then they spray and she goes, no, it smells like fish and roses.
I remember that exact commercial. That's incredible. Now it smells like Guns N' Roses.
Now, but do others people sense, are they in a front? Or if you get a nice musky waft, are you like, oh, I dig the way that person smells?
I like a musky waft. Sometimes
Okay.
you're in a hot gym. Like sometimes like we're in the gym that doesn't have air conditioning because, and like it can after a while just smell like men's bodies in a
Yeah.
not awesome way.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We're losing so many listeners right now.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
I actually put aluminum foil under my shirt just so I have extra
You
aluminum.
just lost thousands of listeners.
Yeah, 1,000. I read like down, in the Caribbean they put lime on, possibly. Like, it's kind of an old, or in tropical parts where there's lime. I mean, it is one possibility that you can do. And so I tried
I like
it.
a citrus smell. I do like
Yeah.
a citrus.
I tried it, and it was really interesting. I squirted the lime under my pits, and it does smell good, and it does have kind of an anti-smell vibe. It does kind of absorb what might be an unwanted body odor, but
Fruit flies.
yeah, yeah. What you get is this sticky thing running down your
Ugh.
sides.
No, see, that's
Because
not
of
good.
course it hits you and it's like, oh, it was a lime.
Yeah.
Of course, it was a lime.
Well, okay, wait. I got a question. So you spritz yourself with a lime, and then you've got a lime in your hands. What do you do with the lime?
Well, you throw that away.
See, that's
I mean, but
I
you
didn't know
go
what
like-
do I want Jerry to be wasting food, or do I want him to do something like useful with the lime, which would then be
Does is
disgusting
he
because it was in his
splits
pits?
the lime in half, and then
Yeah.
he rubs
Yes.
each one like this, and then he puts it on the side of his glass of his iced tea, of his sun
Okay.
tea.
All right, his
My
hibiscus
son
tea.
But are you just super, like, do your arms stick to your sides? Because like when I eat tacos, my hands
Yeah.
are just sticky all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
stopped.
would hate that.
I stopped doing it.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Um,
Ugh.
Wouldn't like charcoal be a smart thing? Like there must
Oh.
be
Yeah.
like a charcoal.
Yeah.
thing.
I bet
That'd be
it is.
kind of dry. It'd be kind of, pleasantly dry, not sticky or abrasive or
Yeah.
anything, maybe. Yeah.
like an air filter.
Hello,
Right.
I feel like charcoal, ironically, although maybe natural, is a carcinogen.
right.
I may be wrong, but at that point you've come full circle.
So does
like,
your stink,
to
Jerry.
Natural carcinogens. Like, let me put pitch on.
Ugh.
Right.
Well, Sarah, we get to a lot of arguments on our show, and one of the ones that Tom and I recently had, maybe you can shed some light on this. He's a fan of the short-sleeved plaid shirt button-down. Now, you know me, I'm a fan of the plaid shirts.
Yes.
Yes,
But
I'm
you
a-
have strict rules about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does.
You feel that the short sleeve undercuts what?
Well, I don't want to dive in here. Let's hear your opinions. What do you think?
Well, you
Long
have
sleeve-
strict rules about things, but at the same time, I feel that you feel rules are meant to be broken. Like when you told me white people don't look good in hats, and then you saw a guy who looked good in a hat, and you were like, I was wrong.
That did happen. That guy looked great in a hat. He did. The one that
Somebody
one.
at Pizza,
I don't believe you.
Joe's Pizza, and he told me he told me four things he knew in this life. White people don't look good in hats.
Mm-hmm.
Black people don't wear tattoos well. White people do wear tattoos well, but black people and only black people look good in gold.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Did I get that right, Jerry?
You nailed that. I did say that over a slice of pizza.
It's kind of ironic since we do a show about one of the world's sexiest men who is famous for wearing a hat.
Yeah. That's apparently the only thing he's known for.
Constantly pursuing gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wow, the irony.
Do you agree with that? Was I off?
About that you like only long sleeve button down.
Are you, so if you see a fellow out there, maybe he's dancing his heart out on the floor, and he's got a short sleeve plaid shirt on.
I would say that person who has like a lot of really good dance moves, he's white, he has a short sleeve plaid shirt on, maybe buttoned to the top with a tie, a skinny tie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
a hat?
Maybe
and a
he
hat.
has taken off his jacket and vest that he got at Top Man.
Wait, he's wearing a jacket with a short sleeve shirt underneath? Even I'm not into that, and I'm wearing the short sleeve shirt.
Summer wedding.
Yeah, sensible. Kind of like sensible
But
shoes.
I like a short sleeve button down on a man.
You
Absolutely.
do?
Thank you.
Why?
Sure.
Why not, Jerry? Why not? It's breezy. It's comfortable. It's adjustable.
I hear what you're saying, remarkably, because it's like the lumberjack with the full, the rolled up sleeves. You want to see? You probably wouldn't want the long sleeve to be buttoned at the wrist. You want it rolled up because he's wearing plaid, and plaid is for manly outdoor activities like chopping wood.
Yes.
It's also for the fall or the winter. I do that in the fall and the winter. I got a flannel over a t-shirt or something. I've been dressing the same way since I was in high school. So, but in the summertime, sometimes you do a t-shirt, sometimes you just do like the short sleeve thing and you're good. And you can whatever. It's breezier, it's easier. I like it.
Yeah, sometimes I can see you might have like a white t-shirt with the plaid button down over it for like sweat absorption.
I don't know. No, then you're kind of defeating the purpose. Then it's like too hot. You got layers on all of a sudden in the summertime. Who needs that?
Well, Tom, you don't have to jump down my throat.
I'm sorry. You're just not making any sense.
See, I think you made brilliant sense at the beginning. I think this all comes down to bravery. Dancing, wearing a hat, wearing a short sleeve shirt. It takes it all takes a level of
like a fitted fedora and covered a bald spot you've been,
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it takes bravery to wear the hat.
I know that I look like a dad dork in these shirts, but I'm comfortable in them and I enjoy them. So there's a touch of bravery there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that comes full circle to basically you're singing with aplomb and confidence. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about
like this in 7th grade.
Well, speaking of 7th grade and more 80s talk, Pete, you brought this up earlier about camo.
Mm-hmm.
Camo wear. You had a question.
Yes,
we were talking about this offline. Yeah.
Jerry says you wear a lot of camouflage.
I do actually just took off my pants that I always wear that are camo to put on a thick sweatpant because I was chilly.
Well, I've never understood camouflage outside of a actually in any setting, but is it what is it about camouflage that's appealing? Do you feel that you blend in? Do you just like the look of the camouflage? Or are you into do you like the pink camouflage or like the desert tech camouflage or the green? Like you're in a forest?
I have the green, but I don't know that I can articulate it. I like how the pockets look on my tuchus, and I like that it's not tight on my thighs.
Well, and what's interesting is I feel like camouflage became in vogue in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny because I was wearing. There are a couple things in my life that I remember that I didn't understand until I was a full-grown adult. Mm-hmm. And
like
there was
Leopard.
a boy, I was wearing camouflage pants, and this boy that I thought was cool kept like, I can't see your legs. And I was like, and it wasn't until I was 30 that I was like, oh, because I was wearing camouflage. He was making like a really funny joke.
He probably liked you, Sarah.
Yeah. He didn't know how to express his feelings.
Well, I laughed like I got it, but I didn't for about 14 more years. But for some reason, I remembered it.
Well, I will say this, just for the record, the camouflage that you wear, like as I've seen you, I don't know if I've ever not seen you in camouflage.
I just want to say, you guys, I'm not wearing head to toe camouflage.
No.
I always picture like the Michigan militia.
Yeah.
To be fair,
It's cargo pants.
it's just
Where the hell
cargo
did you come
pants.
from?
But it is. You go. I can't articulate it, and I go. No, you don't have to. It is an incredible look, and I remember seeing seeing you on it like the third or the fourth time. I was like, God damn, the camouflage looks great, and I was thinking exactly. It just is just a good look. So it doesn't need to be articulated.
Listen, I'll wear a skinny jean, but it's never gonna be my top choice.
Sure.
People get on my case because I stopped wearing jeans.
Because I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, why did camouflage stay? Like, why do we still have that, but we don't have those shirts that would change color depending on your body heat?
Mood shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember those?
No.
Oh, see, because they lasted like a week. It was like one
Were
week
they
in
button
1986 or
and
something.
they look like Mylar.
No, they were
No,
they would. I don't know how they were. They were often like T-shirts, but they would react to heat and they would change color. But like, it would be kind of like the guy not wearing the aluminum deodorant and dancing, and he would have these rings around his sleeves. Like, I don't think they worked. I don't think they thought through exactly what's going to happen with him.
Or maybe it was an elaborate prank on the teens of America.
Oh yeah. It's so
jerk.
good to dance.
Some things were just a phase, and they belong in like a mausoleum with a Spencer's Gifts sign on the front.
Oh wow! Did you get like a funny tingle in your noo when you go into Spencer's Gifts?
When you pass I would like walk past the adult section.
Yes.
Yeah.
I try to just take in everything I could.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was a book in the adult section that looked like a cartoon, and it was like a cat in a washing machine, and it said, "How to wash your pussy." And my stepsister Jodine, who's just only 3 months older than me, but was from California, this is in New Hampshire, and she goes, "Pussy is like a dirty word for your vagina." And I was like, "No, it's not. You're lying."
Get it out. Get it out.
Stop ruining cats for me.
True.
Yeah.
And that word was like, just seeing that word written out was just very titillating.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
Can you still buy the Naked Lady toothbrushes? I always wanted one as a kid, and now as an adult, I can't find them.
No,
You're still looking for them.
pens.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
pens that you told, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your dress is disappearing. How am I supposed to get anything written down? I'm very distracted.
That's what's
Those are
amazing.
very exciting.
Well, it was at the mall. So it's like, it's the
Right.
only place at the mall where you get this little corner, this back, dark, seedy corner where exactly you're walking down the aisle past like the fart machine, and you're like, oh, I must be lost.
Yeah.
And there's like a Mr. Potato Head dick. And it's just like,
Yeah, it's like you're not going to find porn. You're just going to find like ideas for later or something. You're
But
gonna
I
be like,
remember, I feel like I remember seeing that Farrah Fawcett poster there with the, in like a red, like either bathing suit or tank top, and you can see her nipples and her hair is perfect.
yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah.
And then there's a recent one where it's her. Never mind. Oh my God.
Well, you're a child of the 80s, right? So like, who was your, we had our Farrah Fawcett's and stuff. Who was your like dream guy? Who was your crush? Who was your, who would you write a letter to and hope that he wrote
John
back?
Cusack.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But and Fonzie.
Oh, sure.
I was in love with Fonzie.
Everybody was in love with Fonzie.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it at the time, but it's probably because he was like the only Jew on TV.
Right. And the coolest.
Was it the early one where, like the super early ones, where he'd wear like the sort of gray jacket?
Yeah.
No.
And he barely spoke.
Yeah.
He wore like a tan barracuda.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, that was the leather jacket Fonzie. That was my first, not sex dream, but like sexual dream when I was little. We were on a ski lift making out.
Wow. Mine was about Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, yeah.
I dumped a bucket of water on them. That was my first titillating dream.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. I was like 5.
Was it kind of to like douse the sexuality, or was it to?
No,
see...
it's like who's the mean one? The mean like cousin or whoever who was part of the. She was with the band, but she wasn't in the band. And she was like the black hair and like the white stripe in her hair or whatever. She was the mean one, and she was with me in my room. And she's like, "Hey, let's dump water on them. They're standing below your bedroom window." Like the band was under there, and I just dumped a bucket of water on them. And I woke up going like, "Oh my goodness, don't tell mom."
Mine was Princess Di.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I remember we watched the royal
Accident?
wedding, and in that night, I remember waking up the next morning being like, I think I really like that wedding.
She was pretty.
You're
He's
the
beautiful.
Yeah.
the eternal romantic, Pete. Like, yeah, I really like that wedding.
She wore that
Wait,
gown
what
very
about
well.
Jerry Porter?
Billy Joel.
I had, and I've never seen the movie, but I knew something was up. We had Showtime, or maybe it was on HBO and we didn't have it, but I saw what we would call the propaganda for the movie Little Darlings. And we talked about this. Yes, Christy McNichol. Now, I never saw the movie. I know that this was some sort of contest on who could lose their virginity, the fastest. And that blew my mind. A, that you'd hold the contest. B, that people would both agree to it. Like, yeah. And then they would even be like, it's a competition. Like, I'm going to beat you. Like, no, I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you're just beating. And I'm like, her hair was feathered in such a way. I don't know what it was, but Christy McNichol, like, she had a moment, a period in time where she was just the hot thing, and I could not possibly wrap my head around what might be going on somewhere outside my house.
Yeah.
And I never saw the movie, but just the concept of it.
Who is the other one? Tatum O'Neal?
I think, yeah. Or is that... There's also Little Foxes. That's not the same thing, but I haven't seen either of them, so I get them both mixed up.
Little Darlings, isn't that Brooke Shields at like 13 or something?
Oh, or is that the Blue Lagoon?
Or is that Pretty Baby?
Oh, definitely that. But
Yeah.
Or is that the Bad News Bears? No, I don't know.
that was Jodie Foster, and then Tatum O'Neal was the series, I think.
Oh, really?
Little Darlings, you're right, is Christy McNichol and Tatum O'Neal.
Wow.
Matt Dillon.
Whoa.
Oh, see, that's okay. Hold up. Let's stop on Matt Dillon. So, Matt Dillon, was he sexy crush? What type of, because he was super heavy back then. You had the Flamingo Kid. You had The Outsiders, which we've always referenced. I think The Outsiders is like the sexiest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I always come in that part where Ralph Macchio's looking through the post-surgery.
Yeah.
Stay gold, pony boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Tom Cruise in that?
Yes.
That's the one where he's really young. Yeah. And he's
Tom Cruise. It's
Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, all of them.
Yeah.
Name somebody. They're all in that movie.
Name somebody.
Emilio.
Asner.
Yeah, he was the cop.
Yeah.
No, Emilio Estevez. But I feel like Matt Dillon had that edge that you couldn't get. He was dangerous.
Maybe
That's how. That's how it felt.
I have one of these on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Just a toothpick from nowhere.
Yeah.
Little cinnamon toothpick.
Wow, Cinnamon. He's cool.
Can you still get cinnamon toothpicks?
Yes, you can.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Say, hey, thanks, tea tree cinnamon toothpicks.
Nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow. I don't think I've thought
can
of
all be
cinnamon
cool
toothpicks
now.
in like 30 years, but now that's all I want.
That and a naked lady toothbrush, and you're all set.
They're gonna battle it out for clean teeth.
Oh.
I'd say yeah. And who sang the song? Okay, one of you guys will remember. What was the song? I've been undressed some by kings, and I've seen some things that women ain't supposed to see. Who was that?
God.
I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
That
Wow.
is it.
It was Sarah Silverman, wasn't it?
Crushed it.
I don't know who sings that, but I have a friend who has a friend who once admitted to her that when she wasn't talking, that song was what was playing in her head. But I did a pilot for NBC, and it ends with me and Jeff Goldblum singing that song.
Wow. Oh my God. Dear YouTube, please bring up.
I'm sure this is like all your guests.
Jeff Goldblum always comes up. Yeah. You have a slumber party with Jeff Goldblum. There's another guy who's just himself.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the credit. There's no questioning. Like LL Cool J, he doesn't have to work himself into like how am I going to get the energy to be Jeff Goldblum? It just comes out.
and a great actor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there are people who become other people. Like who's the guy with 3 names?
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, that's a good example. But I'm talking about the other guy with 3 names, Lincoln.
Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis. He becomes people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and he's a great actor. But then somebody like Jack Nicholson, he always looks like Jack Nicholson. He always sounds like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But he's also equally a great actor. You believe him whether he's a gangster or a astronaut or whatever he's playing. He's just honest, and he's pretending like if I were an astronaut, I'd be like this. Or if I were, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a little bit of a Boston accent in The Departed, but he's really like always himself, but completely is the person he's playing. He just doesn't transform.
So
Our old Harrison Ford's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Our old Indy. He's gotten to that point where he's kind of in that kind of Jack Nicholson, Al Pacino kind of later years sort of thing where like, okay, it's Harrison Ford. He's not doing like I don't know if I want to say he's not trying as hard, but he's sort of a lot of it's carried by the fact that he's Harrison Ford.
Gifted actor.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah, he doesn't have to do much.
He's always high.
We've heard that too.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Wasn't he just wearing a T-shirt in Blade Runner because he refused to wear a costume? In the new one? Yeah.
Oh, in the new one,
That-
yeah.
that
He's just like
might
wearing
be.
That sounds
jeans and
about
a
right.
T-shirt.
He couldn't
Yeah,
navigate a
but
shirt.
You know what? Yeah, you know what though? He's got that sexy thing. He can just put on that shirt, and it could be a costume. It could not be a costume. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. That's a good one for like when you ask me who is like a good childhood crush. Like, yeah, he's
Sure.
solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Steve Martin. Steve Martin was my high school crush.
Yeah. That's cool.
Wow, that's
I
interesting.
like that.
Yeah.
He was
Oh
in the
my
Muppet
God.
movie.
You know,
Yeah.
when you think about actors that are themselves their own personalities, like Harrison Ford or Jack Nicholson, and so say you want to create a movie. Say you're having a slumber party with LL Cool J. He's like, Sarah, I'd like to create a movie. Do you pick? Like, I wonder, do people go to those specific people because because they need that person in their movie, like that character in their movie already? If that makes sense. Let's get Robert De Niro because he's going to show up as a great Robert De Niro, and that makes sense for the story we're telling.
It depends on the story they're telling, but I mean, Robert De Niro is another great example of someone who's like doesn't do accents or anything like that,
right.
But is like can play myriad types of.
Yeah,
I used that word right.
That was really good.
That was
wow.
great. You know.
You
seem a lot smarter all of a sudden.
Dancing your ass off.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked a lot about whenever we get sick of talking about Indiana Jones, we just talk about the 80s in general. And so we've talked a lot about like blockbusters and all that stuff and like music and everything. And but one thing, and Pete, I don't know if you are as into this whole like genre, but like we never talk about like the Fast Times at Ridgemont Highs or like the Valley Girls or the the whole John Hughes thing. Like where do you?
Sorry.
No. I'm just gonna go ahead. I was just gonna say where do you land on those? Like,
I'm sorry.
I'm glad. You should be excited.
We found the sweet
You're
spot.
in the middle of a goddamn sentence. I'm so sorry.
No. Go ahead. I had nowhere to go. You saved me.
No, I was just thinking when you said Valley Girl, that made me think of another topic that might be good, which is Nicolas Cage, character actor Nicolas Cage versus post Las Vegas. You get to write your own ticket, and then he just wants to be like a movie star. You're like, oh, but Peggy Sue got married, vampires kiss.
Yes.
Like all these
Raising Arizona.
Valley Girl. Like, you just go, oh, I know you want to be the action hero. I get it, but you're so much more than that.
Was it Leaving Las Vegas that killed him and getting an Oscar, or was it like the whole like
he got an Oscar and it was like, this guy is a brilliant actor. Meanwhile, that's not my favorite performance of his at all.
No.
Yeah. What is?
He did this movie called Vampire's Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I need to see it again, but I remember seeing it a few times when I watched it. I watched it a few times and I was like, this is incredible. It's just a great character kind of dark movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that. I mean, Tommy and I sort of, it's kind of like you get baptized in the Catholic Church. I feel like Tommy and my confirmation, sort of the second step in the Catholic Church, that our confirmation for our friendship, we really bonded over Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Blew my mind. I couldn't believe that there was a movie like that. And you could make a movie like that. That it blew my mind from start to finish.
Whenever I watch that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really do say almost every line from this movie every single day. My wife must be so bored and so exhausted and so patient. And lovely.
I just watched an old Coen Brothers movie I had never seen, Miller's Crossing.
Oh yeah. That's really good.
And that's, it's like you can see the connective tissue between them, even though they're so different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was the one immediately after Raising Arizona, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Marcia Gay Harden.
Yeah. John Turturro.
So hot.
Oh, wow.
But are you into like the John Hugheses and stuff? The whole like teen sex romp, social figuring stuff out thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see some of those now. Like, I mean, I think 16 Candles has like rape and
and like a lot of kind of just cheap Asian
lighthearted
humor
rape
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But also just such great, really good stuff.
Yeah, that's hard. There's like. Oh, go ahead.
I am so sorry, Tom.
God damn it. Go ahead.
Did he remember John Cryer is Hiding Out?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did he do that? Was that John Hughes?
I don't think so.
That was a good movie.
Or he was like an undercover cop or something in a high school. Is that it?
I think he was like, I could be wrong, but I feel like he was running from the mob or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Something like that.
He like enrolled in high school.
Yeah.
I could be remembering it wrong.
You know, he's my neighbor. Like, I'll be walking the dog and I run into him. You see him?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kind of run around. Yeah. It is. So take something, Sarah, like The Breakfast Club. Does that,
Right.
you guys know, like Professor Christy Porter, she just rewatched that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. You're one of your favorites. She says hello, Sarah.
Yes. Hello. I thought I was, yeah.
Is that, like, do you think that movie kind of makes sense today? Does it still stand up?
Yeah. It probably kind of represents like the House and the Senate more than high school, but and there are no black people, of course. There are no black people.
Right.
But it's pretty great, you know.
It is.
You have to be able to appreciate art, even though it's problematic now. That's what makes it art. When you see it again 20 years later, you see it again, you know, it's different each time. That's what art is. You can look at it every day, and it's different because the world is different. Your world is different. The micro, the macro are all different. What you see is different. So I do think it's interesting, and you can still appreciate those things whilst and by noticing how the world has changed around it.
Yeah. I mean, my son is 13 and we'll show him stuff from like, you know, the 80s or even the 90s or something. And yeah, there's like tons of stuff where you're like, okay, I'm laughing right now, but that would not fly now. And you get why that's not a good joke, or why that would be offensive, or why that would hurt somebody's feelings, or why somebody wouldn't write that joke today. And we call them teachable moments.
Wow.
Yeah, I just coined that phrase.
Now, the Asian American in 16 Candles
right.
is not represented really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so, and I mean, I suppose that things roll around like that in comedy too. Do things come in and out of vogue?
Oh, comedy is like the least evergreen of the arts, and that's why. I mean, God, like stuff just makes me cringe. But you have to just go, hey, that was then, and this is now, and that's what's so odd about like. As a progressive lefty, I look at my brethren and I go, what is all this like canceling of people with no path to redemption? How is that progressive? Literally the word means to progress, is to change. Don't want these people to be changed? Are we rooting for them in any way? You know?
Yeah.
It's very odd.
It's very all or nothing.
It does seem binary that way. But, you know, somebody once told me, America loves a redemption story.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, so that's true, too.
That's why I'm developing a sitcom with Bill Cosby.
Must work out fine during COVID. You're just doing it over the, prison internet anyway. Yeah.
But you know what I did watch not long ago, maybe the summer before this past summer. And I thought, okay, this is probably going to be super problematic. It's from like 1985. And I buckled up, and maybe because I braced myself, I was like, this movie holds up so well. That movie, Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, really?
Wow.
All right.
Fascinating. Yeah, I believe
really
that.
Held up. And there were things about it I really loved, like, it's at its root, it's about these three best friends. One gets murdered. The other one goes to Beverly Hills and sees the other one, who's a woman.
Right.
And there's no love story. They're just like best friends from high school.
Yeah.
And they don't wedge in any sexiness or any love story. I mean, I love a love story, but it didn't need it. It would have just been wedged in. No producers forced them to put it in. And it was like, cool. You know what else I like about that? Like a movie that I think kind of holds up in a weird way is Meatballs. Because
Wow.
like the guys and the girls that are counselors are like best friends. There's never like a misunderstanding and they hate each other. It's like they're all love each other.
Yeah.
You know, they some have sex, some don't, but they're like all friends.
Yeah.
Like there's no, if anything, they're against the guy that they put his bed in the lake or whatever, you know, but like there's kind of no bad guys. And
Right.
it's a love story between a man and a boy.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
that's hot.
Lovely though.
Of course that's going to hold up.
And I feel like you guys have to know this. And maybe I told you, Jerry, but I mean, I heard this when I went to see Beverly Hills Cop. Do you know who was supposed to be Axel F?
That's was that Stallone?
Foley, I mean? Huh?
Is it Sylvester Stallone? Hey,
Yes.
look at me.
Oh, was
yes.
it? Wow.
I know
really?
useful stuff.
And
That's
really,
crazy.
it's not a comedy, but it's hilarious. All the comedy comes from Eddie Murphy, like improvising little detail things, like just those, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
you can see how it was just like this straight like cop movie, like this cop from Philly or wherever
Yeah.
goes to Beverly Hills to solve a crime of his best friend's murder.
Now let me ask you this: we just talked about the death of Nicolas Cage winning an Oscar, and that kind of ruined his trajectory as far as people who grew up loving him and stuff. Did that movie somewhat kill Eddie Murphy because he carried that movie with just his Eddie Murphy-ness and just riffing and going off? Did he not make a lot of movies after that did the same thing to much diminished results? It's a question.
No,
I
he
have no
did so
idea.
many more movies after that, doesn't he?
Well, yeah,
Before
but
he
I
goes-
mean, but are they as good? Like, do they pay off as well with it when he's just doing his stuff? Is it as satisfying? I don't even know what movies I'm thinking of.
Well,
but
he
I
did
have
Golden
that-
Child, right?
Golden Child.
Yeah, he did Golden Child,
Yeah.
which for some reason I watched in a theology class.
Oh my
Coming to
God.
America.
Coming to
Coming
America.
to America's solid.
Yeah,
he's
a lot
a
of people
character
like
in that though. He's like
Yeah.
he's actually acting in that movie. He's not. I feel like there are movies of his, and
Right.
I can't think of any examples, but where he's just like, well, don't write anything. We'll just like let Eddie Murphy do stuff, and it'll be funny. But then
Yeah,
it's
that
not
was
quite.
a Beverly Hills Cop for sure.
Yeah, but it worked in that, and it was
Yeah, and he had his like signature laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then when he hosted, because he always bails when he's like on a talk show or whatever. Especially in the past couple decades, you're like, oh man, come on.
Yeah.
Then when he hosted Saturday Night Live, he was so good.
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
see it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No?
He did like very recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought back Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, and he did a bunch of
Yeah, and
different things.
Gumby and all those things, but it didn't feel like it felt pretty fresh.
Yeah.
And he had some great jokes in his monologue, like about Bill Cosby. Because remember the whole thing with Bill Cosby was like,
All right.
he did that whole thing in Raw about Bill Cosby.
Yeah, yeah.
Criticizing him and telling him he shouldn't swear and all this shit. And then Richard Pryor tells him, like, him, whatever. Not those words.
Right. That we know of.
So then he's like, who would have thought that? I don't remember the joke, but it's basically like, who would have thought that he'd be the serial rapist?
God, that's insane.
Oh, that is.
That's maybe as weird as 2020 has been. That might be the weirdest thing in the last 10 years.
That's
That Bill Cosby ended up that way, or not even ended up that way. That was going on. Like,
We
I don't
had
know.
so many weird things.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess.
we have 2020. How are you holding up? All right. I mean,
I have nice moments like this.
yeah.
Hey.
Woo.
Sometimes I just like wake up trembling.
Oh wow.
But it's 2020. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? I'm sure as soon as it turns 2021, things will go back to normal.
That'll be a relief.
And
Can't
this
wait.
is are the end days gonna be worse?
Yeah, the internet will be out. Our phones aren't
Yeah,
gonna
I'm just
work.
waiting for Russia to like turn off our grid, and then like I won't
Yeah.
know anybody's phone number or
Yeah.
how to like do anything or know anything.
Gonna really be eating backyard bunnies.
Oh, we had crazy red skies up here last week.
Oh
Yeah.
God, right? You're in
San
where are
Francisco,
you?
and we had
Oh.
a day where it literally didn't get light, like it was dark in the middle of the day.
God.
And I keep thinking, I love seeing this in movies, but it really sucks. Like when it's not a movie.
Yeah. Go walk out into the sunshine.
Yeah.
Sepia toned, and it's
Yeah.
like it makes like we're just. I can already see, like, you know how like you never see what you're living in as like the way you would see it in history, because it's like just now and there's no slow motion or music telling you how to feel, or that it's just, but no, you feel like you're living through some sort of fucked up history for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Something is coming in over the wire here. It's
Oh, my God.
Yeah, whoa. We have a question for you, Sarah.
Really?
Yes, specifically for you. Coming in from Professor Christy Porter.
Oh.
Yes. This just in. We've been speaking about the 80s. What would it take for you to purposely buy jeans with pleats?
Oh, wow.
Camo with pleats.
Yeah, I mean, pleats are not my friend personally. I mean, to buy them, what would it take?
What would it take? Now, we are talking about the end of days. So, we may be there.
You know, beauty and fashion, it's like it changes me, because I go, who's going to wear this? And then I'm always like a year or two after everyone else, but then I start liking it just from the way you hear, make America great again over and over and over until
Pretty
you're
soon.
like, yeah.
Yeah. You know, that happened to me with Dude. Like in the late 90s, I said, I am never going to say dude. I am never going to say dude. That's ridiculous and it's stupid and you sound like a Philistine. It's awful. And then exactly what you said happened. Somewhere around, I had a trial period around 2009 where it came out here and there. First probably satirically, but then it I pulled those pants up, pleats and all, and I started saying "dude," sort of as a what is it, an interjection? Dude, I know.
So bad.
Yeah,
That's the
You know
sort of
what
thing.
I do?
It's
I say dude a lot in emails and texts, but I like to spell it DOOD.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm crazy.
Could be duty. Could be abbreviated.
No, it could. It's just
I feel
a
like
lie away.
it's dangerous
It is.
when you try to take on something ironically, because it's kind of like I know a
Yeah.
book Tom loves, Mother Night, with Howard W. Campbell. Like when you take on a persona ironically, it often just becomes you.
Right. I started to say supposedly instead of supposedly as a joke, and now I have to think for about 10 minutes before I say it correctly.
I really would like to be somebody who can, it's like hats. Oh, I'm wearing a hat.
You are.
You are. Look at you.
This is just like a part of my head, though, but it's like I do feel like, I mean, a baseball hat's different, but like with hats, you have to be so confident to wear a hat. And I feel that also that way with using the word dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Or to say word.
Word.
Yeah, word.
I say word a lot.
You
Yeah.
got confidence.
But I'm trying not
But
to
you-
because I know I'm co-opting, appropriating.
Right.
Well, you are.
I do it when I want to feel a little bit more white. I'll say word or
Well, like with text, if I just want to kind of end the text conversation by agreeing, I'll just write WRD.
there you go.
I'll keep that in mind.
You're being shut out.
Yeah.
Well, it's like just like a cat, like totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why they on the text they sort of invented the thumbs up. The thumbs up is now
Yeah.
sometimes seen as like, oh, they were just dogging me.
They just gave me a thumb.
I hate that
Yeah.
thumb.
Screw that guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate that thumb.
I say thumbs up for like totally.
Yeah.
But then I did it to my sister Laura, and she was like, when you do that, are you mad at me? And I was like,
Why'd you just tell me to shut up?
no. I'm like, woo! I'm not like, yeah. They're pretty similar, actually, but they're not.
It's so faceless. It's got a kind of sense of like, whatever, okay, yeah, thumbs up.
I do
Leave me alone.
enjoy a well-placed thumbs down. Is very funny.
Yeah, it is
But
good.
you
with
have
that.
to be brave enough to not be like JK or
Yeah.
like, and you have
Yeah.
to like you have to do it with a friend who's gonna think it's hilarious and you take that chance. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you stand by it.
Yeah.
You can't ruin it with just kidding. Or,
Right.
you know.
Well,
I have one last question.
One
We
last
started to ask it before, or Pete started to ask it before we were recording. Is that your dog behind you on the wall?
Oh yeah. This guy's gorgeous.
Is my
Yeah.
old dead dog.
Aw, really?
Yes.
What's his name?
If you could see,
Sam.
Duck.
Aw.
I had him. He died when he was. See, he's like so old here.
Oh, he's a nice
Aw,
puppy.
he's
You
Aw.
want to see
he's
Sarah
adorable.
Silverman's dog?
Um.
It's just a picture of him. He died. This is my son, Sam.
Hey, that was Duck. He always had one
Duck.
ear up, one ear down. He was 19 when I finally had him put to
Wow.
sleep.
wow.
That's a good
And
life.
It's a good life, and yet,
Yeah.
I probably should have done it a couple of years earlier.
No.
Yeah,
But I selfishly kept him alive, even though he was like blind, deaf, shaking, diarrhea himself everywhere. But when he slept, he was so peaceful.
Yeah.
Just like my parents.
Yeah.
And you have a dog now.
Yeah, married.
So you saw Tom's son come over to look at the dog. See, now we keep trying to kick Tom in the shins, say, get a dog, get a
Yeah.
dog, get a dog. He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
No, my son and I love
Well-
dogs, and I don't want to have a dog.
Well, I'll tell you what the common. Now I'm going to ruin it though. But
Okay.
what happens in that scenario is you finally give in, and you get the dog, and you don't want this dog, and then the dog becomes your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
And
Do I
always
need that?
what happened, like my stepmother didn't want a dog, and then she finally gave in, and we got a dog, and that dog became her like the light of her life.
Mhm. Yeah,
That is
Dogs are awesome.
they are.
kind of the magic of it. Yep.
We borrow other people's dogs. We're good. I have enough
You
loved
want to
ones.
show your kid my alive dog?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy, come here. You want to see a live dog?
All right, let me go get her.
She's got an actual living dog. That one looks like Brian Posehn. Oh, no, that's a painting.
That's a special breed.
She's getting them.
Oh, it is Brian Posehn.
Yeah. See?
Well, here's the best part about it is
Aww.
that's Brian,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Brian when he was 10.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
I love
He was
that.
sitting at this table because it's actually up there. What?
Oh, there's
Oh,
a
look
dog.
at
Look at that guy.
Aw.
This is
Yay.
Mary.
That's a great. Aww.
That's nice. I like Mary. Hi,
Yeah.
Mary.
What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Sam. He's a human
Hey,
breed.
Sam, this
He's
is
hiding.
Mary.
Want to say hi to Mary? All right.
And for the
Sam,
record,
you want me to do the Wreck-It Ralph voice?
Oh, no. Do Andy or which are you, Andy or Ollie on Bob's
Oh.
Burgers?
I'm Ollie.
Okay. We enjoy Bob's
Or it's
Burgers
like
very much.
this, I think, or something. I never know. I'm like, is my dog like? Is it like this? It's kind of like this. I don't know.
Don't get it wrong.
And I'm Mrs. Schnurr. I'm Mrs. Schnurr too.
You are? Wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's amazing. Wow.
It's a
You've got range.
old smoker.
Sam, she's Mrs. Schnurr. He's amazed. I'm having fun.
Yep.
well,
I got $1,000 for that role.
Nice.
killing it.
They have so much money, but they don't pay us enough. But like, gone are the days when like someone gets a national commercial and they can like retire off of it or something.
Yeah, right.
Do you
I'd always hear about someone got a national commercial and they made $100,000.
Woo!
you think that the agency's just wised up
Yeah, they're like, we can pay these people much less.
they're gonna have to
like Brad Pitt.
gonna have to move back to Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Didn't quite make it.
Yeah. Well,
I was just in Ohio.
oh, were you? Of course, that's right.
Yellow Springs. That's not near you guys, though, right?
No.
Near Dayton.
Yeah, but everybody from Ohio is excited anytime they hear Ohio. So
Yeah.
and you said it was a fantastic time. Do you want to say what you're doing, or are you able to do that?
Yeah, I did that. Chappelle. Did you see Chappelle's like George Floyd special?
Oh yeah.
So good. So he built that stage. It's like out in a huge meadow in Yellow Springs, Ohio, where he lives.
Wow.
And he flies out comedians. We get tested, and then we get tested again when we land. He has like and then and everyone wears masks, but then you have a wristband that you've been tested twice, and when it's just us backstage or whatever, we can hug and have our masks
cool
off, and like it's just like before. But the shows are so cool. It's like a meadow, and people are sitting 2 by 2, like separated, and then and it's like and they have a stage with the screens so you can see up close, and the sound is good, and he brings in like comics and musicians. And when you walk around this tiny town, everyone has Chappelle masks everywhere.
That's cool.
Like the whole town. It's nice.
It's fun.
He's buying up that town. I said, you're like this black guy who moves to a white town and gentrifies it for them. That's my story. And in closing, I talk too much.
No, not at all. It's not.
Why'd we
at
have
all.
you on here?
Yeah, you just commandeered the show.
Yeah.
I was excited. I'm sorry.
Stop being excited.
Is there something? First of all, do you have any questions for us, or is there something you'd like to just throw out to the universe?
Is there anything we've done wrong?
No, you guys do everything right.
Thank you. That's what I was fishing for.
I was a real chatty Kathy. Still down on myself for cutting Tom off.
No, stop it. I'm going to sleep well tonight, and you should too.
Okay.
Everything's good.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might watch The Game.
Oh, I like that movie.
Yeah.
Never saw it?
Although,
Seems like
Michael Douglas, right?
yeah. Oh my God, I watched that in a theology class too.
Really?
I swear to God, it was Christian morality.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Wait,
I can see
this
that.
written by David Mamet?
Yeah, the one with Michael Douglas, right? It's
I
Michael
don't
Douglas.
think it's. It might be. I don't know.
It
I
came
don't
out
think it's
like
written by David Mamet.
Way to find
if it's the same.
out.
Yeah.
It's David Fincher directed it.
Ooh.
Yeah. If only we had computers that were connected to every other computer in the world.
Oh, this is a television show. Here we go. Oh.
Oh.
Sean Penn? No, written by John Brancato.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. Deborah Kara Unger. What?
Oh, she's good.
No, I'm wrong. Who's the girl from Footloose? Why didn't she become a big star?
I don't know.
You know what though? We wonder about.
She's
Remember
overshadowed.
Cherry Valance from The Outsiders. I can't remember her name, but that's the problem. I can't remember her name. Everybody else went on to stardom. I mean, Ponyboy, C. Thomas Howell, had some rough times, I think. But maybe not personally, but I mean.
Diane Lane is her.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, what are you saying? Wait.
Well,
she's
no, we're
fine.
just going to have to edit that to make it sound like...
No, you thought Scorsese made Outsiders.
No,
you thought
I
Diane
don't know
Lane
what
was
I'm
washed
doing.
up.
I
Yeah,
can't.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're like nothing ever happened to Diane Lane.
Yeah. Why didn't she have a thriving
What about
career?
C. Thomas Howell? I have a friend. I think I told you this. It's a dumb story, but my friend Dave Juskow, who you all love, you should have him on your show. Actually, you
All
love
right.
him.
He's invited.
Anyway, he had heard. He lives in New York, and he had heard that C. Thomas Howell. He owns a restaurant on like I don't know, 33rd and 6th, let's say. And his dream was to buy a restaurant right across the street at the same corner of 33rd and 6th and call it wait a minute. Who am I confusing C. Thomas Howell with? Who's the other one who's like him? I'm really sorry to your audience.
No.
Wait, no, we have to think of somebody who's the punchline of this joke? Who's an actor?
I think it's not C. It's who's the guy that we confuse with C. Thomas Howell?
Diane Lane.
God. Diane Lane.
We've just shredded this.
Is he in the Emilio Estevez?
By the way, the story
Jerry
is
thinks
not
it's Charlie
going to
Sheen.
hold up.
No, not at all.
Timothy Hutton.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that does hold up because now we got Taps from
We got Ordinary
1980.
People.
You got Ordinary People.
Yeah.
Just Timothy Hutton, incredible actor.
Yeah.
But I confuse him with C. Thomas Howell. But Timothy Hutton owns a restaurant on like 33rd and 6th. And Jessica's dream was to buy a restaurant right across the street called T. Hutton's. No, Timothy Hutton owns a place on 33rd and 6th, and you get all that business.
We're just open a Tim Hortons right there.
Yeah.
It was worth it. That was good.
That was good.
I think you're being warm and supportive.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. We don't want to keep you from the game.
Right.
Of
Right.
course, you are always welcome anytime. Should you ever think of, oh my God, wait a minute, I thought the end of this, wait a minute, I got to tell these fellas.
Wait, I just watched Crystal Skull. I want to talk about it minute by minute.
I can't
Yeah, we
wait.
didn't talk anything about Crystal Skull or any of the.
That's all right. It's summertime.
Yeah. That's for any other.
That's for next time.
That's for next time.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a teacher archaeologist.
That's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, with or without a hat.
Yeah. Swashbuckling.
And I like that they lean into the fact that it's hot because they show all the students and all the girls are like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fully appropriate.
It's fun.
Nothing wrong here.
Totally.
well, you guys are maybe my best friends.
Aw.
Aw. Well,
Well, since we're not allowed to hug anybody anymore, can you do me a favor and give Mary a giant hug tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to spoon her. He's the
just-
outside spoon.
Can you just grab her lightly by the muzzle and just kind of like shake her face just lightly, gently?
loving.
Yeah.
Loving.
You're
There you go.
saying, like,
Okay.
hear her little brain.
Yeah. They can take it. Dog brains are resilient.
Lasted longer than we have. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show.
I had a great time.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me. I'm your
Sure.
number one fan.
Aw.
That's great.
Steve. It's not rejection. I wish I could stay.